Come, let us fix our eyes on Jesus. This is Unpopular Theology, episode 69. Today I'm going to be giving a critique of Christian entertainment. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button, go ahead and subscribe, go over to our Facebook page, like us over there, post new content there every first of the month and every last of the month, and then every Friday with these episodes. And with that being said, it's been a busy week, a lot going on. But I still have found time to do these episodes, so let's just dive right in. Setting the Christian mind at ease. This is Unpopular Theology. So, before we get started, I'm going to have to give a disclaimer. I usually don't do these before episodes. I think usually disclaimers are kind of stupid. But for this one, I'm probably going to offend a few Christians out there. Fact of the matter is, this show is called Unpopular Theology for a reason. What I have to say generally isn't popular with the American public, and is generally not popular with Christians. However, there are some in circles I run in who may take offense to this. I'm sorry if you do. I would love to have a conversation with you if you are on campus here, or you can email me or whatnot. What I want to talk about is Christian entertainment. The fact of the matter is it's not really great Christian doctrine in these movies, particularly in the movies, and it's not really all that entertaining. It's not very well written. So, here's the thing. We've all seen these movies. Facing the Giants, any of the God's Not Dead movies, you name it, we've probably seen them. The fact of the matter is that these movies don't really have solid Christian doctrine in them. And they really lack good writing. The fact of the matter is that these movies aren't that great. The writing's terrible. The acting is so-so at best. These movies just stink. And then when it comes to doctrine, they are full of Arminianism, so Calvinists, Lutherans, and Catholics have problems with them. They're full of decision theology. Maybe they point to Christ, but that's a shot in the dark. And they really just appeal to the emotions. And if you don't believe me, just watch some of these movies that have come out in the past 20 years. The fact of the matter is that these movies aren't really all that great when it comes to theology and it comes to the entertainment value. So, yeah, and the fact of the matter is, I think these people kind of make their money off of legalism. They make the movie knowing that some poor soul along the line is going to think, oh, this is a Christian movie, I have to go watch it. Let me put your mind at ease if you are one of those people. There is no express command in Scripture that you have to go watch these movies. Therefore, you are not commanded to do that. Therefore, do not feel obligated. If you see the trailer and you're like, yeah, this doesn't seem like a good movie, you don't have to go. That's the great part of living in this country. You don't have to go see things you don't want to see. Now, of course, there is the problem of, well, but I want to see a movie that's clean or has Christian values or whatnot. So I do have a few suggestions. Suggestion 1 is there are a few, now granted I'm going to put an asterisk, only a few, modern movies that aren't necessarily Christian, but do have Christian messages in them. The example that I like to use for this one is 1917. The movie is a very tough movie to watch. I went and saw it, I think it was the last movie I saw before the pandemic. It's a very tough movie to watch. It's very violent. It's probably the most accurate depiction of war I've ever seen. But there are Christian things kind of sprinkled in throughout the movie, whether it's overtly in the singing of "Poor Wayfaring Stranger," which is a great rendition of it, I just have to say, or or in little subtleties in the movie that you may or may not catch. Fact of the matter is that it does have Christian messages if you look for them. You just gotta do that. Now I do realize that this is kind of tough for some people because the movie is fairly violent, and I'm fairly certain there's quite a few swear words used during the movie. So I do understand if you have a problem with that. That's why I have other suggestions here. Suggestion number 2 would be to choose an old Christian movie. The example I use from that is The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston. There, as far as I can remember, now granted, it's been since like 4th grade since I've seen the entire movie in one sitting. I think the last time I actually saw it was Easter 2018 or 2019, somewhere in there. Yeah, that movie, as far as I can remember, doesn't really have theological errors. Yes, the special effects are hokey because it was made in 1956. But the acting's good. It's got Yul Brynner as Pharaoh and Charlton Heston as Moses. Those are actually good actors. So, yeah, that is a good movie to watch if you do not, as an alternative to the modern stuff that Christian entertainment places put out. Then there's the last one example, and that's just old movies in general. I think part of the problem is that back when these old movies were made, it was assumed that just about everybody was Christian, so studios could get away with sprinkling Christian things in and whatnot. And there was the production code, which I think lasted till 1963, which basically said that, you can only have this, this, and this in movies. Gotta keep them clean. So, yeah, there are plenty of old movies you can go watch if you are like me and do not feel the need to watch the modern garbage that comes out of Hollywood, for the most part, or the modern garbage that comes out of wherever the heck these Christian film studios are. So yeah, in conclusion, do not feel obligated to watch these Christian movies that come out. Don't feel obligated to go watch God's Not Dead 4. Fact of the matter is, I think they make their money off of Christians who go to these movies because they feel obligated. And another thing is that fact of the matter is, I don't think these movies are really particularly edifying for Christianity, and I don't think they really bring people in. They just kind of, like I said, they're pretty bad. So, if anything, they give non-Christians something to mock Christians about. The fact of the matter is that Christians do terrible at imitating culture. When we thrive is when we're the ones creating culture. If you don't believe me, look at the Renaissance. Look at the German Renaissance. Look at English literature. It thrives when the Christians are the ones taking the lead in the culture. It doesn't do that great when the Christians are trying to mock the culture, and I'm not using that in a mockery sort, making fun of it. I'm using it as, they try to copy the culture. So yeah, that's my take on this. Let me know how I did. Let me know if you think I'm flat out wrong. So, until next week, keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. Oh, I forgot. Next week, we're going to be doing our episode on church history. I think we left off with the conversion of Paul. I'll have to go back and watch the episode. So until then, now you can keep your eyes fixed on Jesus.